What's up, guys, and welcome on here to Total Drama World Tour Simulator. Last time, or should I say, last time that the six teams were in Germany and had a very great time there when the teams came up and then all the way back down from the mountains of the hills. And so far, then Beth was voted off, that Courtney wanted her gone. And in the end, that Goth Boy was safe from being voted off in the team victory. And there's only one thing alone, that Germany is known for the traditional dance. So, who's going to come back up in the top from bottom and lose again for the next location? And find out for more here on Total Drama World Tour Simulator. And if you guys think that was pretty amazing in Germany, well, most of the six teams competed while they were trying to win and do the very good traditional dance. And plus, they had 26 hot dogs that they were enjoying their victory to have all 26, which they were pretty much enjoying the 26 hot dogs to have a pretty much likely good way to strengthen up their ways to win the next challenge. So, anyways, here on Total Drama World Tour Simulator, and as in for the fact, and here's what we got on the screen for the teams left on board. Left. So, anyway, just as in for the ones who are on board, is that we have here the remaining teams left to go. We have a Star and Noah and Gothlistic Girl are the only three people left for Blue, known as Team Chris is really, really, really hot. And then, of course, Gwen and Owen and Tyler and Izzy and Heather are the only five people left remain for Orange, known as to be is the squad of the professionals. That's right, that's pretty much them of the squad of the professionals. And now, the next one for Team Amazon is Harold and Lindsay and Sally and Sierra are the only four people left for Pink, known as Team Amazon. Next up on the screen here, it says Alejandro, Sadie, and Adam and Bridget are the only four people left for Red, known as the No Fear of Savages. And then next up down to the list that we have is Katie and Justin and Trent and Josh are the only four people left for Gray, known as the Nancy Drew Catchers team. And then finally, Yellow, we have as Courtney, Danny, and Goth Boy, and then DJ are the only four people left for Yellow, known to be is Team Victory. So, let's jump into this episode and let's jump right into it right now of Total Drama World Tour Simulator. Thank you, and also enjoy the show. Anyways, meanwhile, with Team Chris is really, really, really hot in first class. And so far, Gothlistic Girl and Noah were figuring a plan strategy without not getting instantly eliminated by a few of the opponents. Which I will say to admit that hopefully that Team Chris is really, really hot are doing pretty well as a trio so far. And Noah so far once again does agree with Gothlistic Girl. And then Star, on the other hand, Star, as for her, by the way, she was enjoying the trio so far for the team of Blue. And then so far, Noah, on the other hand, was kind of feeling a little bit on the risk that he would kind of cause likely to have a risk for losing a trio. Which at this point, Noah might have be actually be right on for a few different points. But anyways, as in for now, that looks like yeah, pretty much Gothlistic Girl was agreeing onto some parts of the chances that remains left for how that's going to go for the week without actually being instantly eliminated yet. So yeah, that probably would be going on for that. And Noah, on the other hand, which he always likes to call himself the smart person in the entire time, which he just is, so yeah, he probably is kind of figuring a different strategy plan. And then as in for that, pretty much, Gothlistic Girl agrees with Noah, and Star, on the other hand, think it was kind of a bit of an interesting idea. Anyways, meanwhile, with the squad of the professionals, which will also remain to be in first class. And so far, Tyler, on the other hand, was just enjoying his pretty much likely some time in the first class compartment. And so far, he, on the other hand, was enjoying the first class. And so does Gwen and a few others. And then so far, they were feeling pretty invincible while the squad of the professionals have not been eliminated this entire season. Like, holy smokes. 8 freaking times. They have not been eliminated during like 8 freaking episodes. That's crazy and wild to hear it, but at least they're still winning flawless. Now then, meanwhile, back with Team Amazon in the Chris McClane movie theater set, that so far Sally was enjoying the movies, while Lindsay was also kind of likely to enjoy the movies, and so did Harold, and Sierra was also enjoying the movie. Next up, of course, are Alejandro, and Sadie and Adam and Bridget were also watching the movies as well. Until then, it was getting pretty dang interesting so far once more. That, yeah, it looks like, as in for Sadie, she was enjoying her popcorn. And Bridget, on the other hand, was kind of missing Jeff, while Jeff was instantly kind of eliminated in episode 5, which Bridget kind of felt pretty bad for Jeff being eliminated since, yeah, he was known to be on Blue. That was known to be Team Chris is really, really, really hot. That he was also known on Blue. And then Sadie was kind of like comforting for Bridget to see how that was going out there so far, that Bridget was enjoying so far with it. And then as for Adam, he was already eating his popcorn and also was kind of agreeing with Bridget for some little bit until Alejandro, on the other hand, was thinking of an idea strategy if one of them do come in last place again and know who they're going to vote for. Since Alejandro and Adam still remain to be in alliance, to keep things pretty much likely similar to the way how that's going to go, without Bridget kind of knowing what's going on with Adam, assigning into a bid Alejandro at least. But so far, most likely, things are just going as they are going. Anyway, so as for the idea, looks like as for Adam, by the way, he on the other hand was thinking of an idea to probably instantly kind of have a vote exactly that was decided to say is like he was deciding to vote for Bridget, and then of course Alejandro didn't understand why he wanted that idea, but so far Adam on the other hand was just wanting to actually have the negotiation on the deal to see how that would play if they end up in 6th place, which it may or will still not happen. But anyways, meanwhile back in the playing with the Nancy Drew catchers. So, anyways, looks like Trent was playing Monster Demolition on his phone and did not feel a bit bored. And then once again, Katie, on the other hand, was also talking to Justin to know where they're going to go. And then so far, yep, like the old ways of Justin and Justin of himself exactly, is just being aware of his looks for most likely anything from since I have no clue to even ask. Anyways, as in for Josh, by the way, he on the other hand was actually thinking of an idea by knowing how they're going to remain back in first class. But so far, once again, let's just see. And so far, he definitely was pretty much like insulting pretty much likely on Danny, that is known to be in Team Victory, and oh boy, yikes. Looks like once again though, looks like Danny and Josh were having a brawl fight right in the back of the plane, and oh boy, look at that. Ouch. Man, no wonder why Josh is pretty evil than Duncan, or even extremely a little bit more than evil than Duncan is, but Josh on the other hand is completely like I said again, most likely a bit evil, as I could probably just point it out. But anyways, look at all of that going out, and holy moly, Danny and Josh are just having one hell of a brawl fight at this one. And then so far, Courtney and Goth Boy had to stop the fight from Danny from not trying to do whatever exactly until all that was going. But holy moly. And at least Courtney was agreeing to one thing, that Josh was pretty much a big jerk than pretty much Duncan. That, like I said, youch. But anyways, meanwhile, so far that everyone else were just pretty much just enjoying back of the plane except for Team Victory, and then of course the Nancy Drew catchers We're pretty much having a one hell of an argument since Josh was the one who threw the pin out the fight at Danny, but holy smokes. But anyways, meanwhile, with the plane going down slowly on the ground, it landed. So, anyways, as in for me, I'm going to say as myself as Chris McLean. And yes, by the way, Chef Hatchet, by the way, is pretty much guaranteed to stay in the plane at all times. Until for him, by the way, he on the other hand is going to pretty much host a party. Which, as for some of you teams, by the way, don't even know that yes, once again, Chef on the other hand is definitely going to make a party like he is. So, let's start the challenge. Why, hello, folks, and what is about the challenge, you may ask? Welcome to Pichu, which in fact is the mighty Amazon River, and it would be a Oz race or Amazon race from the jungle to the end. Whoever wins the golden treasure and all the way to Machu Picchu, and yet again will be back in first class. And as in for the team comes last, we'll send someone home for good before heading to the next place of the world to go to next for the next destination. And again, we'll have to be aware of the Zingzings. That is a native tribe and never has met a modern man or modern woman before. And don't even make eye contact. That's all you guys would need to do. And as in for how far and long to Machu Picchu, that would be is a hop and skip and then a jump from here. And that would be only 18 hours. So, anyways, go ahead and make sure to watch your backs, as anything can happen.